Sultan Muhammad Khwarazmshah, the king who awakened the Mongol storm. He ruled one of the largest empires of the medieval world. His banners flew from Persia to Central Asia. And yet, his decisions would bring a disaster so great that it changed the course of history forever. This is the story of Sultan Muhammad Khwarazmshah, the man who stood between civilization and the Mongol storm, and failed. Sultan Muhammad II of Khwarazm was born into the Khwarazmian dynasty at the end of the 12th century. His empire was centered in Central Asia and Persia, a land of ancient cities, scholars, traders, and warriors. When Muhammad came to power in 1200, the Khwarazmian state was rising, but surrounded by enemies. His mother, Turkin Khan, was a powerful and ruthless woman who controlled much of the court. From the beginning, Muhammad's rule was marked by tension between king and nobles, king and clergy, and even king and his own family. Yet Muhammad was ambitious beyond measure. He wanted more than survival. He wanted supremacy. Through relentless warfare, Muhammad expanded his empire at breathtaking speed. He crushed rival Turkic tribes, defeated the Karakitai, and seized vast territories from Iran to Transoxiana. Cities like Bukhara, Samarkand, Nishapur, and Urgench came under his control. By the early 13th century, Sultan Muhammad ruled an empire larger than that of the Abbasid Caliph. He called himself the Second Alexander. He believed he was invincible, but power made him paranoid. Muhammad distrusted his generals, ignored his advisors, and clashed openly with Islamic scholars. He even challenged the authority of the Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad, marching armies against him. This fractured the unity of the Muslim world at the worst possible moment. To the east, a new power was rising. The Mongols. Under Genghis Khan, the Mongols had united the steppe and destroyed the Jin dynasty of China. Unlike previous nomads, these were disciplined, organized, and terrifyingly efficient. Genghis Khan initially had no desire to fight Khwarazm. He wanted trade. In 1218, Genghis Khan sent a peaceful caravan of merchants to Khwarazmian territory. Sultan Muhammad suspected espionage. The governor of Otrar, acting either on his own or with the Sultan's approval, arrested the merchants and had them executed. This was not a simple insult. It was a death sentence. Genghis Khan sent envoys demanding justice. Sultan Muhammad responded by shaving one envoy's head and executing the others. In the Mongol world, this was unforgivable. The storm was unleashed. In 1219, the Mongol invasion began. What followed was one of the most devastating invasions in human history. Sultan Muhammad made his greatest mistake. He did not confront the Mongols with a united army. Instead of defending the empire as one force, he scattered his troops across cities, believing strong walls would stop the enemy. They did not. City after city fell. Otrar was annihilated. Bukhara burned. Samarkand, jewel of Central Asia, collapsed after betrayal from within. The Mongols slaughtered populations, destroyed irrigation systems, and turned fertile lands into deserts. Sultan Muhammad did not lead his army. He fled. As his empire collapsed, the once mighty ruler became a man on the run, moving from city to city, island to island, hunted by Mongol generals who pursued him relentlessly. His authority vanished. His generals abandoned him. His people cursed his name. The Sultan who once dreamed of conquering the world could not even defend his throne. In despair, Muhammad fled west, crossing the Caspian Sea. Sick, exhausted, and broken, he died in 1220 on a small island, alone, defeated and forgotten. His empire had lasted barely 2 decades. But the tragedy did not end with his death. His son, Jalal ad-Din Khwarazmshah, continued the fight heroically, even defeating the Mongols in battle, but it was too late. The Khwarazmian world was already destroyed. The Mongol invasion triggered by Muhammad's decisions opened the gates of the Islamic world to devastation. Millions died, cities that had stood for centuries vanished forever. The balance of power across Asia and the Middle East was shattered. Sultan Muhammad Khwarazmshah is remembered not as a weak king, but as a proud one who failed to understand his enemy. He had wealth, he had armies, he had cities of legend. But he lacked unity, humility, and foresight. And because of that, he awakened the greatest conqueror the world had ever known. This was not just the fall of a king. It was the fall of an entire civilization.